July. It's Saturday morning, and unfortunately we've got some storms, and unfortunately this is the time that we really want to be sailing back to England. We've got about 350 nautical miles to go. We're in the northernmost port in Germany now, in Sylt, just come down from Denmark, and unfortunately the winds are going to be pretty strong and against us for most of the rest of the week, with a few little windows of opportunity. So today we've got strong winds that are against us. Tomorrow we might get 24 hours of reasonable winds, which we can go down to Holland with, and then after that it's a bit uncertain because the forecasts can't be that reliable when the winds are changing so much. Maybe we'll be able to go through northern Holland in the canals. Maybe we'll have to wait and sail past the Frisian Islands, but we'll see about that. Whatever happens, we need to get back to England in 10 days' time. So what I'm doing here, as we prepare to go, is just siphoning out the water from one of our water tanks. We've got 200 litre water tanks, which is an awful lot of weight. So I'm going to siphon out the one that we don't need, and that should save us at least 50 kilograms of weight, hopefully make us go just a little bit faster. Well, as Annabelle would say, this is taking for ages. I've been here at least 10 minutes and it's still going. So hopefully that means a lot of water's coming out and a lot of weight is being taken out of the boat. Okay, that's all pumped out now. I think we got rid of about 70 litres in the end. So we're pretty much ready to go sailing tomorrow. Let's hope the weather's good. So we started, it's just before midday on Sunday. The seas aren't so bad out here. We're going as close to the wind as we can, making about 5 knots, 5 to 6 knots. We got 14 knots wind, sometimes it goes up to 18 knots. And hopefully we get to Holland today, or by tomorrow rather. Just after midday now. And the wind's still going well. We've got 20 knots of wind now. We're going at about 6 knots, sometimes a little bit more. We had a bit of a problem back there that our solar panels stopped charging. For some reason it's not getting through to the charge controller. So I've solved that by adding another battery into the little socket here. And I'm solar charging that battery directly from a solar panel that normally goes to the cool box. And so that solar panel is charging it directly at up to 20 volts, but I'm keeping an eye on it and making sure it doesn't go above about 13.4 volts. So that'll keep both batteries nicely charged, and that means that even when we go through the night, we should be able to keep the autopilot and all the navigation equipment on. Right, just gone 2 o'clock, and the wind picked up. Just gone 2 o'clock, and the wind's picked up to a bit over 23 knots. Gone down a bit now, but I've reefed because of that. So that's all the reefs you can put in the sail easily. And we're still going along at about 6 knots. So the wind's doing quite well. We're doing a very good time really, 6 knots. Hopefully it stays like this and maybe even goes around a bit more. It's 6 o'clock now, and wind's still 21 knots. We're going a bit over 6 knots. It means we've been going for about 7 hours now. A little bit strange. Having trouble even standing up if you're not holding on to something. I mean, there's lots of things to do. The wind changes direction slightly. You need to change the sails. You need to reef sometimes. Mopping out the bilges as well. Make sure we're going on the right course, but actually quite relaxing. Anyway, we've got about 50 miles we've come so far, maybe 45. We'll be going past Holland soon, and after that it'll get dark, but we should reach the western Frisian Islands around about dawn, and then we'll decide which one to go to. So This is a funny thing that's happened. The waves are pushing at the side of the boat here. They've pushed up the sink and they've pushed a lot of the gunge out, so it's coming onto the side over here. So the sun's going down now. We're just going past a big wind turbine field. These are generating a load of electricity in this wind. Still got about 20 knots of wind, but it's going to calm down in an hour or so according to our wind predictor. So hopefully the seas will get a bit calmer then, and at least one of us at any one time can get some sleep. And as we leave the wind turbines behind, you can just see Helgoland on our port side. You can see the lighthouse sometimes flashing. Right, it's 9:10 now, and the sun's just setting. We're breaking again. The wind is calming down slightly, so it's down at 21 knots now. Helgoland's just going past us there. You can see the light shining from its lighthouse, and that's probably about 8 to 10 miles away. And we're making a pretty good heading now. We'll stay reefed overnight probably, to be safe. And then hopefully by the morning we'll be close to the northern Dutch coast. Okay, it's the middle of the night now. It's strange what you can see, or rather what you can't see at night. There's a faint glow on the horizon there. That's from one of the German islands. Then up at the front you can see our navigation lights, and they give a little bit of light onto the waves, but really you can't see the waves coming until they hit you. And you can't really see how fast you're going either. You can feel it to a certain extent. You can feel how well the boat's riding. And similarly with the wind, it's a little bit more difficult to tell what direction the wind's coming from. 17 knots if you can see that. But then of course the boat sails in exactly the same way. It doesn't know whether it's day or night. So it goes just as quickly. And you can see some phosphorescence as well. Well, I think I need a better camera to be able to show you that. But the water's actually sparkling. Apart from that, it's not that much to see. So you're just feeling your way along, trusting that you're going in the right direction, that the waves are going to be nice to you. And then if you do get a bad wave, it comes as a bit of a shock. And in the distance, I don't know if you saw that, that was the Lightening. That's probably 50-60 miles away there. So it'll be a long time till that comes to us. And actually that should pass behind us. Currently we've got really good weather. Hardly any rain. Well, that night wasn't actually very easy. Just after I said I hope those thunderstorms would miss us, one of them came very close and in the end went straight overhead. And we didn't quite get the jib in time, so we've got some damage to the strip that protects it from the UV. We also lost a couple of battens from the mainsail, which you can see up there. Fortunately we've got the spare battens, fairly easy to put back in. We lost the ball for anchoring. It was tied onto the end of this string and somehow it came off. And our weather vane at the top of the mast has broken, so we don't know which direction the wind's coming from anymore. The anemometer still works, so we know the speed of the wind. There's quite a lot of damage there, just in a little storm. And then actually it's been raining pretty much since then, and water got onto my charging lead, so I wasn't able to charge this phone, so I couldn't do any more videos during the night. But at least things look a bit better now. We're coming into Holland. This is the border between Germany and Holland here, and the plan is, because the weather's going to be pretty bad for the next few days, we'll go down the canals in Holland to get to the other side of Holland, a little bit closer to England, and then hopefully the weather will be better and we can sail across the last 100 miles or so back to England. But it's just a little bit after midday now, and hopefully in a couple of hours we'll be at the entrance to the canals.